everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Erica. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to make this really cute and cozy quilted book sleeve. This project is really fun and easy, and they're perfect for gifts. And if you start now, you'll have plenty in time for the holidays. And I know some of you are going to ask, so I did create a PDF pattern. It is available in my shop. The PDF pattern includes instructions for the laptop, the bookcase, and the e-reader. So here's the book sleeve. This fits a regular paperback book. This is the e-reader. Now I did the e-reader vertically because just to show you the difference, but you could absolutely do it horizontally if you prefer. And then here is the laptop case. Super cute, so they all are really adorable. And then on the laptop case for this outer pocket, I did add a magnetic snap. That way your items that you put in that front pocket are safe and secure. So like I mentioned, the pattern includes instructions for all three items, and it also includes instructions on how to make it a custom size, because I know laptops and books and e-readers can come in a variety of sizes. I'll put a link on where you can get the pattern below this video. You can also visit store.confessionsofahomeschooler.com and just search Quilty cases. That's what I titled this pattern, and it should come up for you. All right, let's go ahead and dive into today's video. So supplies are pretty easy. I will go ahead and put a cut list right here on the screen so you can screenshot it if you need to. The pattern does include measurements for an average sized paperback, Kindle, and laptop, but in today's video I'm going to show you how to measure your own book so you can make a cover that's going to fit the book that you prefer, since they all come in different shapes and sizes. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. You're going to need fabric for your outer panel, your pocket, your straps, and your lining. And then also for the outer panels, I am using fusible foam. This is just a fusible foam interfacing, and it gives your bag a really nice look, and you can see all that definition from the quilting on it as well. And I'll link the exact foam that I'm using in today's video below the video. All right, so to get started, we're going to take our book and we're just going to measure it, and I just roughly measure my book. So I'll just lay it on my cutting board here, and then I just see that it's basically 6 by 9, and I'm just going to add 2 inches to that measurement. Once we have our measurement, we're going to cut 2 pieces from our outer fabric. We're also going to cut 2 pieces from our lining fabric. For the outer fabric, we're going to cut 2 pieces of foam that is a 1/2 inch shorter width and height from what your measurement was, and we're going to fuse that to the wrong side of our outside fabric, just like I'm doing here. And you'll see that my foam is slightly smaller than my outer fabric, so you'll have about a 1/4 inch edge around the outside. That's going to help with bulk. Next thing we're going to do is quilt those panels as desired. I used my Hera marker from Modern American Vintage. It makes really nice quilting marks. They're super easy to follow. We're going to make 2 quilted panels for our outside. The next thing we're going to prepare is our outer pocket, and we're basically going to prepare that essentially the same way. I added a cute little label to mine. This is from everemblem.com. That is totally optional, but you're going to take both of your pocket panels and you're going to sandwich it together so you have both your pocket panels right side out. The wrong side will be facing toward each other, and you're going to sandwich that foam, fusible foam, in between those panels, and then you're just going to quilt it again as desired. Once we've quilted our outside pocket, we're going to handle that top raw edge by adding a little binding. So I've cut a piece of binding that's 1.5 inches by the width of my pocket, and I'm just going to clip it to the top edge of my pocket there. I'm going to sew it on using a 1/4 inch seam allowance. I've added my binding. We're just going to press it up, flip our pocket over. We're going to fold that binding in so that it meets the raw edge of the top of the pocket, and then we're going to flip it over one more time to give us a finished edge. We're just going to clip that in place, and then I'm going to sew my binding on using a 1/8 inch seam allowance. And then I'm just going to clip off any extra binding from my pocket, and our pocket panel's ready to go. Next, we're going to work on our tie straps. So I'm taking 2 pieces of fabric that are 4 inches wide by 16 inches long. I'm folding it in half right sides together, and then I'm using my ruler to create a 45-degree line on my strap. We're going to sew along that open edge up to that line and then along the line using a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Once we've sewn that, we're just going to trim off our extra fabric on the outside of our diagonal line there, and then I also like to trim off the tip right there. Just make sure you don't cut into your stitch line. And then next we're going to just flip our tie right side out. I'm just using my 1/2 inch ruler here to do that. It makes it really easy. And then I'm also using my Clover hair marker because it's a little bit longer to get up and turn those points out and just make them nice and sharp. The next thing I'm going to do is take my straps and I'm going to give them a really good press, and then I'm going to run a 1/4 of an inch seam top stitch all the way around those edges just so that we have a finished strap. And then here's what it's going to look like when we're done. It makes it look really nice and finished, and we're going to make 2 of those. Now we have all of our pieces done and we're pretty much ready to assemble our book sleeve. So I'm going to set my straps aside. I'm going to take one of my outer panels and then I'm going to place my pocket right there, lining up the bottom and side edges. This is a horizontal case cover, so we're going to be inserting our book this way. You could also do it vertically if you wanted. You would just need to change the width of that pocket. Next, we're going to take our other outer panel and just line everything up. We're going to clip right along all of those sides and bottom edges so that our panels are all secure with all of the layers. And then we're going to sew along both sides and across the bottom using about a 3/8 of an inch seam allowance. We're going to repeat this process with our lining panels. So I'm going to take both my lining panels and place them right sides together. And I have directional fabric, so I just want to make sure it's going the right way. We're going to sew down both sides and across the bottom, but for the lining, we're going to be leaving about a 5 or 6 inch opening at the bottom to turn our bag right side out. And we're going to sew this at a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Next, we're going to clip off our corners, just being careful not to clip into our stitch line from the outer bag. That'll just help get rid of some of that bulk. And then we're going to turn our outer panel right side out and just make sure you get those corners pressed out really nice and neat. I also like to give it an extra press. Next, we're going to mark the centers of the top of the bag, and we're going to take our straps and just clip those in place. We're going to do one on the front side of the bag, flip it over, and then add the other strap to the back. And if you want, you can do a little basting stitch to put those in place before you add it to the lining. Next, we're taking our outer panel and placing it inside of the lining. It should be really nice and snug. You want your lining just a hair smaller than the outside of your bag. That way it'll fit in there really nice and taut. It won't be super baggy. I'm going to line up the side seams first and place a little clip there, and then I'll go ahead and clip those centers. And then I'm going to go ahead and place a clip all the way around the outside edge of that top bag, making sure everything's nice and lined up. We're going to sew all the way around the top edge of that bag using about a 3/8 of an inch seam allowance, and then we'll pull that bag right side out through the opening in the lining. Now, I do apologize, my camera didn't show this, but I did turn the bag right side out through the opening in the lining. I then closed up that opening, just sewing on my sewing machine. I pressed the lining down inside of the bag, and then I did a top stitch all the way around that outside edge just to finish it off. And then here you can see our book fits really nice and neat inside there, and then all you have to do is tie a cute little bow at the top, and you have your completed bag. And just so you can see them all, here is the laptop case. It's really cute. This fits about a 15-inch MacBook Air. It's got that little snap closure for the outside just because that pocket's a little larger. Here's the book case that we just made. Super cute. Also has a little outside pocket for a notepad or maybe a pen. And then here is our cute Kindle case as well. Alright guys, so that's it for our book sleeve tutorial. I hope you found it really fast and easy. I think these are great gift ideas, and if you start now, you'll have plenty in time for the holidays. And then like I mentioned, I do have a PDF pattern available for all 3 items and instructions on how to customize it as well. That's going to be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. You can hit the like button on this video and also hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any upcoming fun. Thanks so much for joining me for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. This project is so fun and easy, and you can make and the links to the magnets. For today's video, we're going to be working on the Burke sleeve. For today's video, we're going to be working. Oh my gosh, there's got to be an ending that I can add to this because I said it like 400 times.